the daughter of David Bale and Yosemite Typhoon, retired as the highest prize money earner Australia has ever seen. Fanta Bale claimed a record 13 group races, 9 of those Group 1s, which is also a record.
And they're off now. Stepping away, flying Fanta Bale. But 40's going to drive, but Miss Fanta Bale's won it. In the straight though, Fanta Bale clear, and Fanta Bale won it.
Around the turn, it's Fanta Bale in front. Packy keeping tries hard. The third millionaire, Fanta Bale. She won the bowl.
Fanta Bale moved up on the outside, takes the lead, and the mighty Fanta Bale has run the same top.
Robert, how did you end up with Fanta Bale in your care?
Look, it's probably a long story, but bought the mother, Yosemite Typhoon, at the Abilene Greyhound sales at 13 and a half months. At the end of her career, she went to Paul, and then ended up that her litters came back to me over 3 litters. In the same time, she was purchased. I purchased her for John Hutchison and Sandy Matheson. So it turned it out to be a bit of a mate's affair where they were involved with her and had the rider along with Paul Wheeler.
Now, speaking of superstar, at what point did you realise Fanta was something special? Was it that early stage when she was getting educated, or not educated, probably pre-trained, or was it when you got her to the track?
Initially, I think the first 2 times we put 4 dogs round at Geelong twice, that was 4 litter mates. One dog won by about 8 or 10 lengths both times, and I kept saying, which one was that? Which one was that? And so for the first 2 or 3 runs, I didn't really know which one it was, but she was head and shoulders above a very good litter. And again, like a very first start, she went 29.36 at Sandown. So, you get excited when you get dogs doing that, and it doesn't happen every day.
What does a dog like Fanta do for someone's training career? You're obviously an established trainer before Fanta, but do you feel she did anything additional for you as a trainer?
Probably satisfaction in that, you're in the game your whole life, and all of a sudden you get a dog come along that, it's a genuine champion. And, they always say if you're in it long enough, you'll get one good enough. And that happened. And really, I think it's more satisfaction that you've got a dog that's the complete dog.
You've had some very good dogs, or trained some very good dogs in the past. Is she up there with the best you've ever had?
She's definitely the best race performer I've ever had. There's no doubts about that. I've always said she's never the fastest dog I've ever had, over whether it be the 500 or the 700. But she was the most complete dog I've ever had, and I guess that's the thing you look for. In that she did it on the racetrack against the very best dogs, and that regardless, she didn't break a track record, but she won when it counted.
As a training and owning / breeding duo, you and the Wheelers, was there ever discussion around reaching that $1 million mark? I know there was so much hype put on, I suppose, all of you guys when it came to the marketing around Fanta because of that outside interest. But did you ever have that discussion on wanting to reach that milestone with her?
No, not at all. In fact, to be quite honest, it used to annoy me a bit because I like to take it one at a time. If you look too far ahead, you can be disappointed. And honestly, I kept the money side out of it. And as I said before, because we had a group of friends involved with it, the money wasn't the biggest money I've ever had with a dog because it was shared around. But at the same time, it was more the ride of having a great dog that just put in every time and won at nearly every level. I think her consistency, and also the fact that she did everything right. You get a lot of dogs in your career that, they're either very fast or they're very strong or they're very quick early but they don't put everything together. And she was the one perfect dog in my whole life that I've had where she jumped a box. She was very good in the field. She chased well and she could finish it off. So that doesn't happen very often.
Racing, lightning break, missed the start and away very fast there, Fanta Bale.
Now, last of all, what about a favourite win of Fanta's and why?
Oh, it's a tough question. It's look, the Sandown Cup was a great win. The Australian Cup was a great win, but it's funny sometimes the smaller runs you like, and I think her when she ran second, I think it was in the McKenna Memorial. She was last early and in trouble and getting decked, and she got beat ahead by very, very good dogs. And I've always thought that was her best run.
Well, she arrived with the rest of her litter as she'd been pre-trained at bred, whelped down, pre-trained and all that at Paul Wheeler's. Came to us and we trialled her. The boss had the joy of trialling her at the start. Came back and sort of said, you know, we might have something here. She was trialling well, and I had the pleasure of taking her to the Sandown for her debut. She jumps and runs 29.30 odd, and yeah, we knew we had something special from then.
What kind of thrill do you get as being a part, you've been a part of the kennel for a while now, but what kind of thrill do you get working with a dog like Fanta?
It's a thrill to work with any dog, but work with one who turned out to be as good as she was, it's just an absolute joy. It just makes you happy to get up in the morning, go to work, give them a cuddle, and help them do what they love doing.
Do you think she deserves to be in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, absolutely. Prize money record, number of Group 1s won, and like even her kids are winning in town now. So yeah, she might even make it as a broodie one day.
You spoke about her character. Tell me a little bit more about what she was like in the kennels.
She was cheeky. It's probably like young kids coming up when they know they're good at something, and they just want to show off that little bit, and you know, they'll sort of, you know, look at me, here I am. And she had a little bit about that you know, but also when she got to the track, it was all professional, and she knew she was there to do a job, and fortunately she did it.
Do you have a favourite race or memory with it?
Oh, it's got to be the Australian Cup win. To draw the wrong box up against some really, really good dogs, to get flattened on the first turn, even though she caused most of it herself, and then to come back and still win the race. And Clint Anderson and Paul Monk were taking photos that night, and as I'm walking back down the track, they signalled for me to wave the lead in the air, which I did. And then the emotion hit me. You can probably hear it in my voice now. And I don't know how you can describe it. Clint's got the photo. You'll probably see it. You probably put it up on this, knowing you. And where I just let all the emotion out at once and just did the big yes. And Clint got the perfect photo of it. So, yeah, that basically wrapped up what she was to me.